We are living in unprecedented times. The right says this is an awakening and they can finally tear down the liberal stranglehold on American institutions. We've seen so many things happen just in the past 10 days. And yes, the political right in America is wielding power unlike they ever have before. Although we showed you last night, it's not really any different than how Democrats have wielded power in the past. But Kirk's death, and this is what we have seen over the past week, accelerated something he fought for so hard in life. He fought for Republicans to fight and fight hard. That's why he was killed. He was killed because he was so effective. And we really don't know yet what Kirk's death means. You never understand the historical effect of a moment when you're in it. You know it's a moment. The left says this moment means we are dangerously heading towards fascism. Their words, not mine. And things are different. The institutions that Democrats perpetually owned, and I say that proverbially that they own, that they control, that we're loyal to them, the media, universities, major corporations, they are all bending. So Democrats feel very threatened. That is true. The only side right now that both sides agree on, there's one thing they agree on, that this moment is an inflection point. And perhaps the pun is appropriate. We are at a turning point in American politics, so both sides are right about that. In life, no one fully understood the power of Charlie Kirk. I certainly didn't. But his death has changed American politics rapidly. They were changing slowly, now it's happened rapidly. It fully exposed the American political divide. You don't now have to study politics to understand the bare-knuckle brawling of the culture war, and it's no longer taboo for the culture war to be a full contact sport. And the way Democrats are handling this situation makes it very hard to take their warnings about Trump seriously, especially the celebrations that Democrats have had over Charlie Kirk's death and the demonizing of him. Speaking of which, today, the House of Representatives voted on a resolution to honor Kirk and condemn his killing. That's it. Democrats voted against it. They didn't abstain, they didn't skip the vote, they actually voted against it. And they didn't just vote against it, they railed against it and against Charlie Kirk. Here's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
We should be clear about who Charlie Kirk was. A man who believed that the Civil Rights Act that granted Black Americans the right to vote was a mistake. His rhetoric and beliefs were ignorant, uneducated, and sought to disenfranchise millions of Americans.
For those who want to both sides it, which has been happening over the past 10 days, we can. Because the entire Republican conference in the House of Representatives voted to pass a resolution condemning the assassination of Melissa Hortman. She was the former Democratic Speaker of the Minnesota House of Representatives. She was murdered in her home. That's who Democrats always say, well, there's violence on the left from the right. Well, every single Republican voted to condemn that killing. Now, we all know the current occupant of the White House has spent the past couple of days calling his political opponents, in his words, scum. And those that want to occupy the White House, that being Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, took to the House floor to demonize a man who was assassinated and who has not yet been buried. So here is the irony of all of this. The person Republicans will come to honor on Sunday never engaged in that. I covered Charlie Kirk for about a decade now. And I never heard him call anyone or any group a derogatory name. He spent his time debating the other side. That's it. And he did it very well. And that's what he was doing when he got killed.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.